Hi guys, welcome to our channel. Today we will talk about new upcoming movie The Grudge 2020. The Grudge is a 2020 American supernatural horror film written and directed by Nicholas Species and produced by Sam Raimi, Rob Tappert and Taka Aichis. At first announced as a reboot of the 2004 American remake and the original 2020 Japanese horror film Ju-On. The Grudge, the film ended up being a sequel that takes place before the during the events of the 2004 film and its two direct sequels, and it's a full installment in the American The Grudge film series. The film stars Andrea Riseborough, Damir Richer, John Doe, Betty Gilpin, Lin Shaye, and Lucky Weaver, and follow a police officer who investigates several murders that are seemingly connected to a single house. A sequel was announced in 2011 with a release date of 2013 or 2014. In March 2014, it was officially announced that a reboot was in the works, with Jeff Buller and set to write the script. In July 2017, filmmaker Nicholas Species was hired for rewrites based on Buller's script and the direct to the film. Principal photography on the film began on 7th May 2018 in Winnipeg, Manitoba and finished on 23rd June 2018. According to Box Office, The Grudge was released in the United States on 3rd January 2020 by Sony Pictures Releasing. The film has grossed over $49 million worldwide and received generally negative reviews from critics. As of March 19, 2020, The Grudge has grossed $21.2 million in the United States and Canada and $28.3 million in the other territories, for a worldwide total of $49 million against a production budget of $10 to $14 million. In the United States and Canada, The Grudge was projected to gross $11 to $15 million from 2,642 theaters in its opening weekend. The film made $5.4 million on its first day, including $1.8 million from Thursday night previews. It went on to debut to $11.4 million, finishing fifth and marking the lowest opening of any US theatrical film in the series. The film fell 69% in its second weekend to $3.5 million and finishing 11th. Dear viewers, let's talk on movie's plot. In 2004, live-in nurse Fiona Landers leaves a house in Tokyo distributed by even she has witnesses inside. Fiona informs her co-workers that she is returning to America before encountering the ghost of Kyoko Saiki. Fiona arrives at her home on 42 Rayburn Drive in a small town in Pennsylvania, returning with her husband Sam and young daughter Melinda. Kyoko's ghost, however, possesses Fiona, causing her to bludgeon Sam to death and drown Melinda before committing suicide by stabbing herself in the throat. Detectives Goodman and Wilson investigate the murders. Unsettled by the house, Goodman refuses to enter it while Wilson insists to scope out the scene. Upon exiting, Wilson slowly starts to lose his sanity and eventually becomes hysterical when he spots Fiona's ghost outside Goodman's car, after which he attempts to commit suicide by shooting himself but is unsuccessful. This leaves Wilson with a disfigured face and committed to a psychiatric asylum with the Goodman stops looking into the case. Shortly after, the Landers are murdered, but before anyone discovers their deaths, real estate agents Peter and Nina Spencer learn that their unborn child will most likely be born with a rare genetic disorder, ALD, distressing the pair. Peter goes to look into selling 44 Rayburn Drive and stumbles across Melinda Goose, presuming her to be a lost girl who is bleeding profusely from her nose. While on the phone with Peter, Nina agrees that they should keep their child. Peter is attacked by Fiona and Melinda Goose before fleeing the house and is quickly corrupted by the curse. The possessor Peter's return to his home, where he kills Nina and their unborn child before he drowns himself in the bathtub. In 2005, elderly couple Faith and Williams Matheson moves into the house. Faith suffers from the dementia and a terminal illness. After moving in, Faith is infected by the curse and started to see Melinda around the house. Her sanity rapidly declines, causing Williams to call over Lorna and assisted suicide consultant. Disturbed, Lorna suggests to William that they leave the house, but Williams reveals that he is aware of the ghost and suggests that it implies a future where people get to be with their loved ones after death. Lorna later discovers that Faith has killed William and has sliced off her own fingers. Lorna flees in horror only to be attacked by Sam's ghost in her car, which crashes, killing her. In 2006, Rocky detective Malden moves to town with her son Brooke, following her husband's death from cancer. Malden, along with Goodman, her new partner, and call to woods where Lorna's corpse has been discovered. Goodman becomes uncomfortable when they learn that Lorna had been visiting 44 Laburn Drive. Noticing this, Malden questioning him, and he reveals his suspicions that the house is cursed and stated he wants nothing to do with it. Malden goes to the house, discovering an disoriented Faith and William's corpse. Faith is taken to a hospital where she sees Melinda and throws herself off a staircase, planning and committing suicide. As Malden continues her research into the case, she is haunted by the ghost of the Landers. She visits Wilson in the asylum, who tells her that all people who enter the house will become victims of the curse. Wilson then gouges out his eyes so he can stop seeing the ghosts. Fearful that the curse may make her hurt her son, Malden confides in Goodman and learns that the curse began with the family in Japan, Fiona in the one who brought it aboard. After she is attacked by the Lander ghost again, Malden goes to the house and douses in his gasoline as she sees vision of how Fiona murdered her family. She is tricked into seeing Burke, however she realizes it isn't really him after he fails to repeat a phrase the two of them use regularly. The house burns to ground as Malden embarrasses her real son outside. Sometime later, Malden hugs Burke before he leaves for school, only to see another Burke leave the house. The Burke she is hugging is revealed to be Melinda. Malden is dragged away by Fiona Ghost, leaving her fate unknown. A fourth installment of the American The Grudge film series was first announced in August 2011 to be developed by Ghost House Pictures and Mandate Pictures. It was also announced that the film was said to be a reboot. Throughout, it was not confirmed whether the film would be a theatrical release or direct-to-video like The Grudge 3. In November 2011, Roy Lee, who was an executive producer of the previous three films, revealed that the producer was still undecided on what the fourth installment would entail. According to Lee, they were still hearing takes from writers on what they could bring to the table on what their thoughts were on a new version. On March 20, 2014, it was announced that Jeff had been hired to write the script and that the film would be produced by Ghost House Pictures and Good Universe. Buller stated in April that the film would not involve the 2004 film or any of the Japanese Ju-on films. Instead, it would introduce new ghost characters and mythology. Buller also clarified that although the mythology would be pushed forward, they would try to keep the concept and spirits of the films. It was also reported that the character of Kayako Saiki, which had been central to move previous three installments, would be absent from the reboot. In early July 2017, it was announced Nicholas had been hired as director and that would be rewriting Buller's draft of the script. Passy has stated that it would be darker, grittier, and more realistic. In March 2018, it was announced that Andrea Riseborough would star in the film. Later, it was announced that Damian Beecher had also joined the cast and that filming was set to start in May 2018. John Cho and Lin Shaye were added to the cast in March 2018, and in April 2018, Jackie Weaver, Betty Gilpin, William Sadler, and Frank Faison also signed on. Principal photography began on 7th May 2018 in Winnipeg, Manitoba and ended on 23 June 2018. Additional photography and reshoots took place in June 2019. In September 2019, The Grudge director Nicholas Pace expressed interest in a crossover film between The Grudge and the American The Ring film series, which was done for the first time in 2016 with Sadako vs. Kayako. In January 2020, Pace has expressed further interest in a sequel begin set in about different parts of the world than America or Japan and in a different, less contemporary time period compared to previous films. In October 2019, the first trailer was released. In December 2019, a follow-up read band trailer was released. The Grudge was released on digital HD on 10th March 2020 and was scheduled to release on DVD and Blu-ray on 24th March 2020. The Grudge was released by Sony Pictures Releasing on January 3, 2020. Our goal to introduce you every Hollywood movie and English TV series. Be sure to express your opinion in the comment below and let us know how you like our videos. Share our channel and thumbs up on our videos. If you have liked this informative video, then press the below like button and encourage us. Thanks for watching.